السيدات والسادة الحضور الكرام، نبدأ الآن الجلسة الثانية تحت عنوان Rethinking and Elevating Customers Experience in the Banking Sector. ويدير الجلسة مستر جيراسيموس ماركياتوس SVP Product at Hack the Box بمشاركة المتحدثين مستر أحمد سمير كامل Deputy CEO مصر Digital Innovation One Bank، مس داليا سويلم DG Bank Director QMB، مستر عصام عمر Head of Retail Digital Products and Payment Innovation EG Bank، مستر أحمد ربيع Executive Manager of the Egyptian Banks Company for Technological Advancement EBC. فليتفضلوا جميعاً لبدء الجلسة.
Okay, hello and welcome to the second panel of the conference. We're gonna discuss about rethinking and elevating customers' experience in the banking sector. I'm Gerasimus Marketos, and I have with me a distinguished group of leaders who I'll let them introduce themselves in a minute, who are actually driving and reshaping basically digital transformation in the industry. After chatting with them, it was obvious to me that these leaders, they have a unique perspective when it comes to where the industry is heading, and also more specifically, I expect to hear you as well, like a lot of things around banking innovation, personalization, product design, and financial infrastructure. Now, obviously, the headline today is AI, okay, and that's the topic of the conference as well. But as a group, as a panel, we want to focus not so much on the technology itself, but more on the outcome. In other words, how organizations, how financial institutions are leveraging AI in strategic decision making, in designing and implementing products, in serving customers in general. So I'm sure we're going to hear specific examples from this group. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a quick round actually of intros. I will also say a few things more about my profile, myself, and then we can dive into. Ahmed Samir.
First of all, is it too loud? Is it okay? First of all, please allow me to thank, of course, the esteemed EBI for granting this opportunity. It's a real pleasure and honor. Ana Dalia Swilam, my function is DG Bank Director under QNB Egypt, of course. Currently, I'm managing QNB Bibasata, which is the digital banking platform operating under QNB Egypt. I would say it's a trial to replicate the digital bank's experience until we have the full ecosystem that would allow us to have our digital bank as a separate entity. One of the files I'm also currently managing is a license request being submitted to CBE for a full digital bank license, and we are currently working on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Ahmed Samir Kamil, Deputy CEO MDI. Thank you first for EBI for this event. It's my pleasure to attend it with my colleagues. As you know all, MDI is mainly responsible for launching the first digital bank in Egypt under the name of One Bank, and hopefully that we can do an end-to-end full digital approach in the market, inshallah.
My name is Ahmed Rabia. I am the Executive Manager of Egyptian Banks Company. First of all, as well, I want to thank EBI and Dr. Abdelaziz personally for his valuable input to the whole market and to the banking sector. And actually, he's a very close friend and a colleague, let's say, in the first executive management program in Harvard Business School. Actually, the EBI launched for the banking sector. actually all the evolution of education of the sector from executive perspective, and even from all different variances, the EBI is playing a great role on it. And I just wanted to thank him as well on the program for the generative AI for financial services that already launched, I think last year, for all financial institutions. About myself, I am the executive manager of Egyptian Banks Company. We are known for our interoperable national payment scheme solutions, which is very well known for the financial sector, like the ACH, Visa Card, Visa Digital, and the Instant Payment Network. And for the consumer, we are known very well now with InstaPay. I'm glad to be part of all those evolutions across the last 17 years in EBC, and I'm very glad to be with you today.
شكرا اي بي اي. انا عصام عمر الهيد اوف ديجيتال برودكتس اوفرنج والبيمنتس انوفيشن في اي جي بانك. ده اتس اول بنك اشتغل فيه. I'm coming from a technology background for 17 years in software engineering, payment solution offering, AI functionalities and extra. وبشتغل leading في البنك دلوقتي الديجيتال برودكت اوفرنج، ازاي نكريت digital products to meet the expectation بتاع في new technology era اللي احنا موجودين فيها. I just joined the bank from like 8 months ago, so يعني that's it. Thank you.
Okay, and from my side as well, I would like to thank EBI for inviting me and also making the honor to moderate this panel. So I'm with Hack the Box. I'm the Senior Vice President of Product at Hack the Box. I'm working on designing and implementing basically products and platforms for upskilling cybersecurity teams. One of the areas that I am focusing and we are focusing on is AI security, which is the latest trend, obviously. And before Hack the Box, I was working very closely with U.S. banks, implementing basically fraud detection models using AI and machine learning. So I have been in this space for some time now. Okay, so now we are done all the intros. I will say let's try to establish something like a baseline, right? To understand basically and to help everyone understand where we stand right now. So from your experience, from your perspective, where do you see right now the biggest gap between what customers expect from digital banking and what the industry actually delivers?
I personally would vote for customer experience. There is still a lot that we can do. And honestly, I think our targeted clients expect more. And when I say our targeted clients, I would refer to Gen Z and Millennials, who is a very demanding segment and sometimes merciless. So we need to deliver.
Thank you.
Add that in addition to the customer experience, let's focus on what is happening exactly. So everyone is focusing on digitalization of the transaction itself, but no one is focusing on the full digital relationship between the bank and the customer. So the customer expectation is mainly about having a proactive approach, a full integral financial management with the customer, and even a seamless approach. So the idea itself, how we can utilize the technology and digital, in addition to AI, to be able to approach or to deliver the right customer expectation in the future approach.
Thank you. Omar?
Actually, we can say that right now we see a quite large gap between what's required in the market from different segments and what's available till now. And to fulfill this gap, I think that all financial entities had a lot to do and still the artificial intelligence and what we have right now cannot actually fulfill even by the current setup 100% of the requirements. So I think that we should work from all sectors, either from financial sector, from payment service providers, from financial institution, to bridge such a gap. And I think that from customer experience perspective, there is a term that utilized now is the hyper-personalization requirement in the market. Right now, there is a need. Everyone, especially Gen Z, and actually all new segments and technology-savvy users, they need to have a hyper-personalized experience adjacent and actually adjusted to their own requirement. So I need, whenever I use my application, I use my financial application, I have customization, I have actually decisions and data related to my persona, my personal profile, and even some decisions and some choices that even my banking application or my financial service application can consult me with based on the facts, on the data that I have. So to reach such a point, I think we all in the financial sector have lots to do to enhance this customer experience and to reach the hyper-personalization state for the consumers.
Thank you.
الصوت مسموع. My take on this ان احنا we can't in Egyptian market we can't go running directly without learning how to walk in this digital transformation era that we are in. And there is a huge gap now between what youth is exploring outside Egypt, what's happening in the world, what's happening in Africa, Europe, Asia, or whatever, and what's happening exactly in Egypt now. So that gap need to be fulfilled first, then we can go search for the AI approaches that can benefit the market now. But right now we can fully digitalize the experience of the customer experience, be proactive plans, as my colleagues were saying. We should do more in the proactive approaches, do older generations and still younger generations as well. Because they know now what's happening in the world, not only in Egypt. So we have to cope to the standards now that's happening around the world.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, great points, and I think they align very well with what we heard in the previous panel and also in the keynote speech. So let's try to dive in a bit more, like on your organizations, and maybe we can start with Ahmed Samir. Like, can you share like more insights on like how MDI and maybe specifically one bank you guys are trying to use, or you're already using AI in front face, let's say, functions like marketing, customer service, and yeah.
I believe let's, instead of starting talking about how we are leveraging AI, what are the fundamentals needed in order to be able to be ready for AI? So currently, if you see the traditional banks or globally or worldwide, there is a different barriers due to the legacy systems. And having AI, it could be a tool to accelerate this kind of adoption. However, from our side as one bank, we are leveraging greenfield. So we have started our implementation or our main approach on different key pillars to have a modernized architecture from a digital platform. And this will enable us to leverage a different future approach, to focus on event-based approach, to focus on the customer-centric application, to make sure that we have API ready as a first API approach, in addition to leverage on inside in and inside out. So the idea itself, it's not how we are leveraging AI, how we are ready to be ready for the AI, and because at the end, AI is a journey. It's not a one tool to be implemented, or not an innovation and that's it. So it's a journey, it's a complete end-to-end journey, and we need to make sure how we are going to leverage our platforms that we have already built to be able to offer a differentiated approach in the market using AI.
I like this. Yeah, AI is a journey, and at the end of the day, it is an umbrella term. It
Exactly.
can mean a lot of things, and it means different things for every organization.
And if you allow me
Yeah,
as
please.
well, it's not IT project. It's a cross-organization project. So it needs a full culture change across any organization in order to be able to adopt the right approach and to maximize the benefits of the modern architecture.
Okay, great. So on one hand, now there is digital banking, and all the modern things that institutions are trying to do, but also we need to acknowledge that there are legacy systems. So would you say that do you see a way that AI can expedite this journey, like from legacy systems to modernizing them?
I would say that due to the legacy system, now it's mainly following a kind of silos approach, monolithic approach. So AI will be able to break down all different type of silos to have a seamless integration across the different type of silo system, and this could accelerate a seamless experience for the customer.
Nice, thank you. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. And we already heard about personalization from Mr. Rabbi. So, Dalia, I would like to come to you. And maybe if you can give us some insights into like how QNB is leveraging AI to move from, let's say, generalized offerings into hyper-personalized, banking journeys. So, and you may want to touch upon things like customer onboarding, retention, because to the previous point, like, this is a journey. So, and there are different steps in that journey.
Maybe we can start a bit earlier than
Sure.
this. Why is personalization important now? Okay? And let's agree that personalization has always been important. I've been working in banking for the last 30 years, okay? And a big chunk of this time I have spent in branches. So I remember, and maybe my fellow bankers here, colleagues, would remember that we used to have clients who would come only to have coffee and sit and chat because they enjoy it, and then do a transaction, a very, I would say, minor transaction. These clients would never mind giving up on higher interest rate on their deposits or even better products because of this relationship, because they feel like their RM is seeing them. This is a personalized, I would say, relationship. So now moving to digitization, when clients started to bank over a channel, an electronic channel, what they need to find there is a way to feel like it's being personalized and customized up to their needs. Moving a bit even furthermore, like one bank or any digital bank, with the lack of branches at all, and there is no human touch, okay, you need to compensate that with a hyper-personalized app. And clients should be able to feel that right from the start, starting from the user interface. If I'm not a person who is using transfers, I should not be seeing within my homepage the call to action for transfers, okay? If Mr. Ahmed here is a married guy and he has a wife and kids and he's doing a lot of transfers, I'm not. I'm only spending. I'm the wife here, okay? So he should be finding on his homepage the transfer. I should be finding offers. I should be finding a credit card offer. And take it from there to any other aspect of personalization. So when you're asking me if we are currently implementing AI in digital onboarding, I wish I could say yes, okay? But a true fact, and maybe Mr. Ahmed here can back me up, we still don't have digital onboarding, real digital onboarding. Even when we decided to launch QNB ببساطة, which is the digital, I would say, banking platform under QNB, we tried to have a workaround solution where we ask clients, we tell them, we claim that you will not have to go to any branch, okay? Even for the onboarding, because this still entails a wet signature, we have a flying team, my colleagues who go for the visit, they do the full presentation, and then they get the wet signature. But how we envision it as AI, of course, we want a seamless onboarding process. We want faster and more accurate AML checks. We need to minimize the wrong rejection ratios or the wrong even acceptance ratios. For customer experience, I would say tailored products. At some point of time, we used to segment clients according to their age or their net worth. And now, looking at this way of segmenting clients, I would say it's extremely shallow, because not because we share the same age bracket would mean that we would have the same preferences or patterns and a lot of other things. I think we will go through it again, but yes, hyper-personalization is a key factor, even for the bank itself. Because now with the presence of a network, in a bank, of course, the net profit is the bottom line. We all are working for this. So in a normal conventional bank, the way a business plan is designed is it goes from up, from the head of network, and then it's cascaded until the branch managers and then the RMs. And it works on something called a push model. A push model means we ask the RMs to offer these products to clients. But in digital banks, we work on something called a pull model. A pull model relies on the client has seen my ad, I have done the analysis, I am able to offer the recommended product and service that fits his own or her own preferences, and then the client would take it. There is a huge difference. Thank you.
There is a huge difference, and yeah, what you said makes a ton of sense. Like, I think it's also about moving from, like a very simple, you may want this, to deeply personalized experiences. So yeah, but actually to this point, I'm wondering if you think that there is like a thin line between hyper-personalized experience and maybe, some discomfort, from a customer perspective. Like, to put it in a different way, it's like it might be too good, and to the point that it becomes scary. Like, how does the bank know about this? So what's your take on this? Like, what do you think?
If you allow me, I'll tell you a very short story.
Sure.
Probably 10 years back, I was in the States because my son was studying in the university. And I recall my son was sitting there with his laptop and doing whatever it is that he has as a task. And I'm speaking with my husband, and I was saying, I'm very hungry. I'm craving pizza, okay? So the son there, he finishes the task, and then on his email, he receives a Domino's offer for a free pizza and whatever it is. So he's sitting there, Mama, there is an offer. And I said, how did they know? And I panicked. I literally panicked. I'll say this in Arabic. زي أي مصرية أصيلة طبعا. ابتديت أقلق. هو ابني متراقب. يا دي المصيبة. ما هو they want to listen to what he is saying. Then he is definitely doing something wrong. And that was the big issue. Now, 10 years later, okay, we are all aware that when we type something on WhatsApp or we Google something, we are showered with sponsored ads with the same relevancy and. So collecting data has definitely moved from one era to the other, okay? and people have more acceptance to the question. But there is also one big, I would say, criteria that we need to follow. It's when designing the user interface or even the flow for screens and the journeys, we need to make sure that this is being tested. Because if you get a sample of clients and you show them and you ask them to test the app, now the way we do it is in Homa they have a camera and they are picturing all my reactions. So if the sentiment they get is that I'm bored or that it's too long, we are reviewing the process. And this is an ongoing task. We need to do that. I would say this is a forever ongoing due to the agility of how things are being evolving. So yes, there is a thin line. And of course, I believe that AI would help a lot. Maybe even synthetic data. The existing banks now, they have a gold mine, which is their data, the transactions data, the preferences, the life events, everything. If we can rely on that to, I would say, to draw or sketch a look-alike persona to our clients until we are able to get their data, it also would help a lot. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Sam, I would like to come to you. Like one of the comments that Mr. Rabbi actually did, it was around segmentation, and I know that you focus on designing products and identifying customer segments, obviously, for this product. So, do you see any role, like any room for AI, basically to define and target emerging customer segments? Because I think that's another interesting area. Identifying and targeting these segments in a more precise way. Do you see AI having that role?
Of course, there is a correlation between the hyper-personalization that we are talking about and the segment that we are trying to create. We are trying now, I'm new to the banking sector, and when I came to the field, I found that the same static segments for customers, like there is prime or what, the same functionalities with different names, like there is an advanced or personal or prime for youth, and then for the mass enrollment for segments. And this is not very convenient to the world that we are in now. We have to go deep in the segments to have like micro segments. There is travelers, there is shoppers, there is freelancers, there is artists, the one that doesn't have any stable income, etc., etc. Starting from this, we can create a macro segment that help to personalize the experience for each customer, like for example, the freelancers, they don't have any stable income, or but they do have like transfers on the frequent basis, like on InstaPay or ACH transfer or whatever. They have an income, but it doesn't been proven by a payroll, HR letter or whatever. So by using the data that we have, we can take the analytics to a different level. To able to reach the very deep analytics over the segments, to reach the micro segment that no one reaches. So the convenient banking now, like as I said, like the mass, private, personal, prime, or whatever, it doesn't meet the needs of the market now. We have to do the analytics to go deeper and to create a micro segments and not wait to the customer to come with us with his needs. We can create a need for him.
Thank you. Is there actually a specific product maybe that EG Bank reshaped after doing like a data analysis?
Yeah. We have like the freelancer, not using an AI yet. We are not using any AI module for now, but we have like a freelance product that we offering for loans and credit cards that tackle the ones with no stable income, like freelancers, the graphic designer, makeup artist, or whatever. We are targeting them with a personalized message, with personalized offering, with a low cost of risk to attract some of those segments. So we're trying to divide the segments into a micro ones. Using the AI will enable us to go deeper on that and create more products that suits the micro segment that we can create.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great points. Mr. Rabbi, I would like to come to you now. So, and given the role of your organization in the industry, I was wondering, when it comes to the scale of national payment systems, right? There are two things that we should be balanced. Like on one hand, there is customer experience. Maybe in a few years from now, like using AI even more basically. And on the other hand, there are regulations, cybersecurity requirements. How do you balance these two things?
Actually, the prerequisite of any successful infrastructure implementation is the governance framework and the information security framework that govern whatever infrastructure enablement will be. That it's one of the principles of any implementation interoperable payment infrastructure that it to be a secure. Actually, whatever the regulations from the regulator requirements in terms of information security, governance, framework, rules, regulations, it should be the starting point of any innovation. And to deliver such a platform, actually, we are working all the time to achieve the goal to be at the first secure, and then to be instant, to be actually interoperable and with seamless experience. So, despite the fact that it might seen as a difficult formula to achieve, but in fact, this is the nature of the industry. There is no payment system in the globe which is not secure. So the basics and the founding stone to be secure. And then we are working to enhance the experience. That's why whatever models that offered in the markets, models achieved by in cooperation in the payment experience with the key players in the market, either the payment service providers, the acquirers, the fintech companies, all the players in the markets, and of course the banks themselves in their experience. And now we have the new digital banks, and we are waiting for the effort that they will do to show us, a differentiated experience in the market. All those efforts actually go to the niche market of having a seamless experience for the consumer. So those seamless experiences actually deliver a time for value dependent on the use cases, dependent on the learning curve that we had with the whole market for years to enhance the user experience. I think that 10 or 15 years from now, it was a very common that we can make a money transfer and I will wait for 48 hours to see if it will be delivered or not. Nowadays, actually, it became a habit for most all the Egyptian, the experience of the instant payment. So if I made a payment and it take more than 1 minute to reach the recipient, I became worried. So actually, right now, with the channels in the market, using the bank channels, using even the instant payment, and one example for it is InstaPay, and using different models introduces a seamless, instant, secure, interoperable model that actually deliver the fact. So this is the formula that we are working on to make all those 4 measures available all the time. And that's why we try all the time to work in effort with actually the 4 statements: seamless, instant, secure, interoperable.
So you will say that this a good definition for seamless experience?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, totally makes sense. On the other hand, we need to recognize that there are actually, there are potential customers maybe that they don't use banking services. Or maybe, they're digital hesitant. Maybe they use traditional banking services and we would like them to start using digital services. So from your perspective, what strategies have been proven successful in in making this happen, in bringing them closer to the digital banking space?
From my perspective, I think whatever the digital channel is, the adoption rate of the onboarding from onboarding state to transaction state is a KPI that any digital bank or digital channel should have to make sure that they offer a seamless, real experience. And to make it in an example, actually, no digital bank or digital channel wanna 100 million person to download their application, and keep it on their mobiles. We want them to transact. So the success story is all about how you will make this customer, after make the transaction or make the action of downloading the application, is actually to onboard his account and to transact. The first transaction is the key success factor that we can measure to see that this person has started to adopt this channel. And we will start from this point even to start to increase his stickiness to this channel with many services, many models, and actually trying to make it, his daily use app in all his life experiences when it comes to any financial sector services. And we might also offer him different value services that he might need, like insurance, like investment, like whatever channel he wanted to use his money with. So I think the adoption rate from onboarding to transacting is a KPI that could be the best to measure the adoption or stickiness of a customer to digital channel.
Great, thank you. Okay, I would like to come back to Ahmed Samir. There is AI, but and we discussed that, that's maybe a future state. So let's talk a bit more about digital only or neo-banking models. And I was wondering if you have any insights on how do you think that these models outperform traditional setups when it comes to customer satisfaction, and why do you think that this is happening?
I believe I'll return back to Ahmed Rabia, what he said. It's not only about the customer experience or not only about successful transactions. What I said is focusing on digitalization of transaction itself is not the end goal. The focus is mainly how to establish the right digital relationship. So building the trust definitely will lead to simplicity and then to have a long-lasting relationship with our customers. So the idea itself is seamless experience, personalization, all those elements is how we would be able to focus on the real customer experience. Customer experience is not only about mobile app. Customer experience is not about having instant payment only. Customer experience is end-to-end, all different types of interaction with customer touch points, how to be really embedded in their life cycle, to understand their needs, to make sure that we have a proactive approach, because we can have a very speedy onboarding. We have a personalized products. We can have a different type of segmentation, but the segmentation, whatever kind of segmentation that we are going to follow, still there will be customer behavior. So how we will be able to customize ourselves based on the behavior. I'm coming from different type of industries. I used to be in telecom, used to be in banking, used to be in consumer finance, in private business. So the customer experience at the end is a broader point of view. Yes, we have to own the customer, and to understand the different type of behavior needs, the whole life cycle journey, in order to make sure that we are fully embedded and integrated part in the customer life journey itself. So when they need us, they will be able to have a proactive approach from us. When we need to have an advice, they will have it. So the fully integrated approach with all different systems, in addition to the personalization element and the predictive approach, will lead us to this kind of approach in the market. As long as you have more data, you'll be able to analyze more, to understand more, and to offer a better approach for our customers.
Thank you. Dalia, I know that you speak. Yeah, please.
Because Mr. Rabia was saying that definitely we don't want to have like 100 million downloads of the app and that's it. And I totally agree. What we really want is two things. One is to stop thinking like banks. We should not be thinking like banks because this is not the future. Probably we need to be thinking like maybe a mixture of telecoms, fintechs, even fun things, okay? And then we take it all and have a mixture that would complement our clients' lifestyle. So based on that, my goal is not the number of downloads. My goal would be that our clients would be using the app at least once a day, even for 3 minutes. But I want him to have a daily relationship with us. This is how we want to assess the success.
Okay, nice. So in this environment, how important do you think it is, let's say cultural and linguistic adaptability, like basically to embrace different cultures and different languages? Do you think that it plays an important role?
It's extremely important because honestly, when you asked me where do we think there is a gap, I told you customer experience. I don't think we have a gap when it comes to value proposition or products or. Of course there is, but this is not what clients want. And I'll take you through our journey.
Sure.
Because QNB ببساطة was mainly leveraging on an existing digital banking platform that's been operating for maybe 10 or 15 years in Turkey, okay? And now they have more than 8 million clients. And around 2020, we decided to somehow to go and see that model and try to, I wouldn't say replicate, but we want to be inspired by that, given there is a lot of similarity when it comes to demographics and. And we've done workshops for maybe a year or so, and we decided that we will need to tweak the value proposition offered by Inpara.com, which being the mother, the owner of the brand. ببساطة belongs to that, okay? And of course, the Turkish team was very resistant. No, you need to implement the full value proposition. And then what we decided to do is to show them why we need to change. So first of all, there is a set of products we will not be able to offer because they are not approved for regulatory reasons. Be it maybe a saving gold account, whatever it is, okay? And then we came to the hardest part. There is a set of products that we want to introduce that is not within their value proposition because this is a local and cultural need that we cannot forego.
Yeah.
So how to convince them that we need to create what we call a certificate of deposits, because to them it does not exist. By the way, it probably does not exist outside Egypt, okay? And then start to convince them that we want to offer fully secured loans against certificate of deposits and to have the full process end-to-end digitized and instant. And to convince the Turkish team that clients would apply for a loan against the CD And why would they do that when they have a collateral, okay? And to tell them, and this is very common. This is a very common practice in the Egyptian market, and to give them a penetration rate for these practices and probably a year later when we launched, that was the product or the service that we are selling the most. At that time, they didn't understand, but now they do understand. In brief, what I'm trying to tell you is, if we stick to a value proposition that is, I would say, successful in UK, if Revolut decides to launch in Egypt, they will never be launching the same value proposition. If they do that, I don't think it would be working. We need to respect a lot of local, not only the regulations, not only the technical constraints, but also preferences and patterns, and have this agility regarding time to market. When clients show the need for that, we need to hurry and do it fast. This is all again about personalization.
I see. Great points. Omar, a lot of teams. I'm sorry. A lot of product teams around the world have started embracing AI in the product development lifecycle, like from ideation to market launch. Is it something that your team has started doing, or you have plans to do so?
No, we haven't started using AI because there is no a solid banking AI app to use now. There is no one. It's just the normal international schemes for ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or whatever. So what we are trying to adopt in the future, to have like a clean data of the customers, of the transaction behavior, or whatever, to ease the launch of any product. We can use the deep analytics, as I've said previously, to predict predictable model, predictable behavior of customer behavior, to have like a full go-to-market plan based on data-driven tools, not just assumption and the usual classical banking plans go to market. So by using a deep analytics and standard understanding customer behaviors in the future, we can rely on AI to do that. But till then, we're trying to make the product launches as far as we can based on data driven that we currently have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rabbi, actually, you talked a lot about seamless experience, and we all agree that this is important. Do you have like something like a list of signals or metrics that indicate that there is some friction basically in an app or in a platform, and any changes we're making actually? It's not about improving the experience. We're not getting into seamless experience. We're adding more layers, and that these layers cause friction. Do you have something like this?
Yes, we are working on the time to value metric. Actually, the time to value metric is a measurement of how the customer actually succeed in making a successful transaction from the time he opened the app. So whenever it became a real seamless experience, so we enhance this. And actually, we are working as well in some AI-related technologies to enhance such experience. So in terms of the efficiency of the experience, to make it, in a much more less time, even from technology processing time. So we are trying to use AI to enhance the current model to see how we can add value. We have started we are in a very early stage yet in this program, but we have achieved some success using the AI concept, to have a more efficient and more faster experience in terms of the efficiency of using the application or the transaction processing time. So the time to value from the customer open the application till he succeed to make a successful transaction is something that we even utilize the AI to enhance. And still we see that we can do more with such enhancements. From seamless perspective as well, we are using the customer service, using the AI in the customer service as well to enhance the experience and to make it, you know, in a more efficient way and more seamless way for customers. So those are two areas that we have utilized artificial intelligence to enhance the metric of seamless experience. And yes, the time to value is the metric that we measure this success with.
Thank you. Okay, so earlier today in the keynote speech, there was a poll actually about, you know, like what's your opinion when it comes to why, maybe what new challenges AI is introducing, and maybe this explains why, you know, sometimes its adoption it's getting it's blocked. I would like your input, from all of you on this, maybe from your perspective on your organization, what do you think these challenges are going to be? From my side, and being on the cybersecurity side actually, and my opinion might be a bit biased, but at the same time, I saw that it was the very first answer in the poll. It is security. So, you know, when you have like a new chatbot out there, or any other AI-powered application, we need to think about security, because what this means, it means that basically we increase the attack surface of the organization. Basically, that's another invitation to cyber criminals out there to attack our organization. So we need to think how we protect our institutional organization from this. I'm not saying that you know, that's a reason of not adopting the technology, but you know, it goes back to, you know, designing, having security in mind. So that's definitely one thing that I see, you know, in the market for sure. But there are other things from my perspective, you know, it comes down to a data, let's say, problem. So it really depends what data we use to train all these models, to feed all these models. There is a very old saying in the market, let's say in the industry, about, you know, garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't have the proper data to train this model, then the outcome obviously is not going to be good. It doesn't matter if we're talking about statistics or Gen AI, the same principle applies. Or to be even more specific, there are things like overfitting. So you need to know what you're doing and how you build these models, because they may be working very well on a specific data set or maybe for a specific segment. But when you open this up to the entire user base and client base, the results are not going to be good. And the keynote speaker also mentioned about bias and ethics, because we need to think that, you know, if you have like an AI-powered system that is like customer-facing, that could affect lives of millions of people. So we need to take seriously, like basically all the things that I mentioned. But that's more from my perspective. I'm curious if you have any thoughts on this matter.
I would like to add change management and cultural change inside any organization. They have to understand how they are going to utilize and how they are going to benefit, because it's not only about one aspect. It's about the front office, middle office, back office. So it's a full utilization of the element to have really understanding of the cost versus the ROI. So we need to make sure what kind of value that we would like to deliver and to measure. So back into the time to value that Ahmed Rabia said, the customer effort score is really crucial, because under the umbrella of customer effort score, we can create a different type of KPIs that we need to make sure that we are really delivering the right results. I would say.
I don't think we can use one KPI to assess. Definitely not. If we have to do that, I would go for NPS, not Net Promoter Score. But again, it wouldn't be fair because there is the cost item, and which is quite a big and huge burden because implementing AI, especially if we will do it on-prem, this is somehow, I wouldn't think it's even affordable. But we need to put the customer satisfaction, this is why I said Net Promoter Score rate, because we need to see, and I would say, a real improvement in that, okay? But of course, bearing in mind the cost constraints, the ROI, we need also to identify very specific use cases for AI and revisit the model frequently until we are positive. And even then, due to the agility and the very high agility, we need to be doing these revisits very frequently, and it's an ongoing process. Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe we can. I believe we can, at some point of time in the near future, we can assess if AI modules helped us to and what percent of acquisition of new clients or cross-selling we have used the AI module to reach. We can assess which percent of our acquisition are done by using our digital platforms or using AI theory or whatever. Also the profitability as well, we can see a margin of which percent of the profitability assessed by AI. Also the customer satisfaction is a clear indicator if we have like AI chatbots or customer service that replaced by analytics, and it's very responsive with the customers, with the real data, with the real analytics, similar to in the future the personal banking experiences and open banking experience. So yeah, I guess in the near future we can use very clear metrics to assess our AI module, the theory implementation.
Thank you. Okay, I think we covered a lot of topics. We heard about the current status, but also future plans. Let's see if there are any questions from the audience that you'd like us to cover. No? I think then we're done. Thank you very much.